Good morning, everyone. Cheers from Carpo's land. It's about 7 a.m. I just woke up and got my usual morning stuff done, which is usually take a shower, make my coffee, check my messages, then maybe come out and make a video, which I used to do a lot more. Not so much anymore. I guess it'll come back in the winter time. It's a seasonal thing, and every year since I've been doing the YouTube channel, I've noticed that every winter I come and make a video like entitled, The Dark Winter of Man or whatnot, where I compare the metaphor and the archetypes of sleep to the winter. That there's time to be awake and time to be asleep in our daily life as well as in our yearly life, and we shouldn't expect to get as much done during the colder months. I use them for thinking and for processing, and then the summer months for doing. And this is just my take on it, but everything is set forward. In fact, that brings back something. I really wanted to read this chapter from a book I was reading last night, but I stopped reading book chapters because they're just too personal. You're in the middle of a book and you find something really interesting, but it relates to the rest of the book, and it's difficult to know where to start and where to finish on some of these things. It was actually the Manly Hall, the Secret Teachings of All Ages, but I always read different sections in there. Some of the things you just want to share, that you learn in life, but it's just it's a very personal search. Last night, I guess this is why I was inspired to make this video. When I woke up this morning, I'd had a dream about. Well, at first I thought it was an alligator. I hadn't really thought it through until I woke up and realized I'd had a dream about a dragon, a baby dragon. And in the dream, the details become irrelevant as to where you are or the situation often. It doesn't mean they're always irrelevant. Sometimes the place you're in a dream is the most important thing. But if it's not, then your mind knows when to say, all right, forget about this. This is what's important. The baby dragon is sitting there. Kind of looks like almost a bearded dragon-looking dragon, like a lizard. But you can tell he's got a big mouthful of teeth and a horn, not on his head, just behind his head, on his back. And for some reason in the dream, I had to pick him up. I knew he was mine. I knew he couldn't mess with me. He wasn't mine, but I was treating him like a pet, and I knew it wasn't mine in the dream. So I reached down really carefully with my hand behind his head, grabbed him, just like you're supposed to grab, I would imagine, an alligator. I've never actually grabbed an animal like that with sharp teeth, but that would be my assumption. And grabbed him and picked him up. And he didn't struggle, he didn't fight. I put him up here by my face, and I just stroked his head. I was just petting him. And at that moment, I knew that he was part of me. That he was my pet, but not my pet. That's the only way I can describe it from the dream. He was maybe I don't know, part of me, if you will. And I already know all the dragon symbology and how important it is, in especially ancient Chinese culture, Japanese culture, Islam culture, Christianity. Just about every religion and every culture has the dragon in it, but I don't think about dragons, and I don't dream about dragons, and I don't read about dragons. So it's not something that was on my mind at all. It's just popped in out of the blue, and I was like, what does it mean, And maybe I'll never know. Maybe it meant nothing. But it is a very personal thing, like all dreams are. But anyway, that dream it reminded me that every winter I go through these stages of, I don't know, dream education, if you will. There are these, the longer nights, the longer sleeps, more thought goes into the evening. There's more time in the night than there is in the summer, but maybe it's a step forward to, step into the unknown realm. Like I'm starting my own herb business, and whenever you start something new, it's always the back of your mind. Your subconscious plays games with you on the forefront of your mind, and you start asking yourself questions like, am I ready? Is this what I want to do? How do I do this? How do I go about it? The strangest things have happened in the last week. Because I've had like 3 or 4 people ask me if I know where to get good kratom. I mean, this happens all the time, but then these same people have said that they still tell me that I should start my own herb business or my own kratom business, which is hilarious because that's what I'm doing right now. Somebody sent me a message this morning saying, since Ethan isn't taking new customers from Herb Research, where I get my kratom, so maybe you should take up some of the slack, or start selling his product for him. I went and I asked him about a week ago if I could do that, and he approved it. Said as long as I'm not selling my own blends under his name, which is fair enough. And so what I'm trying to do is set up my shop right now to get an online business going. Having all these issues with PayPal and trying to set up an account. I hate doing this kind of stuff. I hate money. I mean, I understand that it's neutral. I don't have any problem with the good and evil money thing. Money is neutral. It's a piece of paper, or maybe a credit, or an idea, or a trade. But money itself is neutral, depending on what you use it for. I just want to see people getting good products, and there's a lot of garbage out there. People are getting a lot of junk. So I decided to start my own thing. What else could I ramble about this morning? Got dragons and bird. I had something that I wanted to talk about. Well, I was mentioned it earlier in that book. But it's just maybe something I should save for another time. Yeah. Too complex for me to try to put into words, or for me to even understand. But gosh, I really wish I could remember my point I wanted to make. I'm just going to throw that in at the end here. Maybe I'll get the book back out and do a quick video about it, because it is kind of an important thing to me. So anyway, beyond that, just thought I'd say hi, hello. Mark my journal entry down for the day.